This is Live with Chatufa. This is the gospel of freedom. This is the platform of freedom, of change. This is the platform of those that believe that God is in it and the freedom of the Zimbabwean people is here. I want to welcome you, family, as we are looking at developments happening in the country, and as we continue to pray for the freedom of the Zimbabwean people, for God is in it, and very, very near, very close, we are moving towards freedom. We are looking at the World Bank distancing itself from the ZIG and exposing Mnangagwa's government lies. You know, a very, very embarrassing situation that we see today having happened in the country. You remember Mshayavanu, the new RBZ governor, speaking about the RBZ introduction of the new currency. And he was saying, if this currency fails, you should not blame us because this is the idea of the World Bank. It was the World Bank's idea. So if it fails, don't blame us, blame the World Bank. I'm sure we even spoke about it, and we had a show on this very platform where we talked about such an incident. And we were saying it is very irresponsible for Mshayavanu to be saying that. And you remember, family, what I said on that very day? I said that's a big lie. Mshayavanu is lying. ZANU-PF is just trying to hide behind a finger, and that one is not true. And before we go any further, it is now, boom, exposed. Exactly what we were saying. This is a post from Fadzai Mahere. We just want to acknowledge our change champion. She says the World Bank has distanced itself from the ZIG experiment following Governor Mshayavanu's false claims that the idea of implementing a structured currency came from the international financial institution. If he can misrepresent such an important matter, why should anyone believe anything else he says? It's a mess. We need new leaders. Exactly. This is the business matters. And it says World Bank distances itself from ZIG project. So this is the story that we are holding today. What we are saying, family, is, ZANU-PF is just an embarrassment. Very, very much embarrassment in the whole world. When these guys come out and they speak all these lies, I don't know what they'll be thinking. I don't know whether they think whatever that they say will just end in Zimbabwe, and it does not get to those other respective people that they are lying about. It's I don't know why ZANU-PF forgets that the world today is just a global village. Anything that happens in any nation, within that very second, it is already seen throughout the whole world. We are living in a world of technology, and I think our ZANU-PF guys, they are still not in touch with this. Very, very embarrassing. Such a lie. Just imagine in a whole government that would lie against a very reputable World Bank like that. It's sad news. Sad news. Just imagine the relationship that is going to be between Zimbabwe and the World Bank in the future if they can come up with such lies and without regarding that they will still need the World Bank. They still need to establish a rapport, a working rapport, a good working relationship with the World Bank. But ZANU-PF, for political expediency and for political gain, they don't care whether they injure or harm or destroy relationships along the way. As long as they are protecting themselves so that they remain in power and continue looting, they can say anything irresponsible. They don't care. They can name anybody. They can shame anybody. They can lie about any individual as long as it keeps themselves. But at the end of the day, we always say lies have very short legs. At the end of the day, they will be caught along the way. This is very embarrassing what we are seeing happening in the country. And you still remember after the elections again, ZANU-PF wrote itself a letter and put a fake signature of Joe Biden. If you still remember, a letter that was coming from the White House, which was congratulating Mnangagwa, which was not correct, which was not a genuine letter. It was a false letter that was doctored by ZANU-PF, whether it's Varakashi or whoever did that. But they wrote a letter. Imagine, and it puts a logo of the United States White House and everything. Just look at that. ZANU-PF, they are just a danger to humanity, especially to Zimbabweans. Just imagine if America would have wanted to take that issue seriously. I'm telling you, that's a treasonous act against another country, and any country can raise, serious issues over that. if really America had taken it further and wanted to, take measures against that, it was going to be very bad for Zimbabwe and for all Zimbabweans. But ZANU-PF, well, they don't care. They can drag the whole of Zimbabwe into the mud. They don't care. They can lie through their teeth, pull down everything through lies, as long as they think they are protecting themselves at the end of the day. But we always say that propaganda will never work. ZANU-PF has tried by all means to use propaganda, but it's not working. This is what is causing all systems of government not to work, because they lie, even lying to themselves, knowing that whatever that we are saying here is a big lie, but they don't care. They think they are lying to the Zimbabwean people, but yet they themselves know they are lying to themselves. And such a system that is already formulated on the platform or a foundation of lies will never rise. It will never prosper. It will never succeed. This is very unfortunate, and this is not expected of a leadership that is supposed to be leading a country to prosperity. Very sad development that we are seeing. But who cares? Nobody cares. ZANU-PF does not care. ZANU-PF will continue to lie. But I'm telling you, and I've always been saying this, that the way that Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF continue to lie to themselves, this is the same way that is going to cause them to fall. Because by the time that they are going to fall, they will still be lying to themselves that nothing is happening to us. While they are going down, they will continue to just tell themselves that all is well, when all is not well. If people would learn to just learn to tell themselves the truth, learn to introspect and look at the situation and say, guys, things are not well here. We need to sit down and fix up things. Otherwise, we are not going far with this. But ZANU-PF does not do that. They can whistle past the graveyard. They continue to go. They can sugarcoat pills, continue to go. But at the end of the day, it comes back again to bite them. And this is the scenario that we are seeing right now, with the World Bank now coming out clearly and saying we have nothing to do with that ZIG. It was never the idea of the World Bank. Zimbabwe and RBZ governor lied, and that is not proper. That is not professional. That is not good. Imagine how other countries would view the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe and even Mnangagwa and this administration when issues like this are coming out. Remember, these are news that are read all over in many, many different countries. And other nations, they are also seeing that this is it. Investors are seeing that, just imagine if a whole Reserve Bank of a nation can lie about the World Bank. Do you think investors can come? Do you think big businesses can come to Zimbabwe? Never. It will not happen. If a whole RBZ manager or governor can lie about the World Bank, so how many other lies, small lies, are they telling? And that already makes Zimbabwe an unsafe destination for business. And we are not going to be experiencing any business booming as long as ZANU-PF is there. They can continue to shout Zimbabwe is open for business as much as they want, fly all over the world, thinking that that is what is going to bring business. No, business people will watch things like this. People of business, they are very, very particular, very careful about their money. They don't want to lose their investments because they've just come to invest in some stupid country. So they need to see the seriousness that is in the leadership of any nation for them to, first of all, decide to say, okay, are we going there or not? If they see that things are moving, things are well, they also look at the local people. How far with the local people? Are the local people prospering in business? How prosperous is the nation? How much is the nation taking care of its own people? How is the poverty in the state, in the nation? Because if people in the state are poor, in the nation are poor, definitely business people cannot come. You can't come to do business for poor people, because poor people don't have that money to buy whatever it is, commodities that or whatever that you are selling. People won't be able to buy. So why should somebody move from their own country, fly across the whole world, coming to Zimbabwe only to establish a business for the poor people? It won't happen. So these are some of the things that continue to draw the country back and back and back, and we are not going to get anywhere because of this. So we really need to continue, fighting to bring Zimbabwe to its freedom. Zimbabwe needs to be freed, and we need freedom as change champions and intercessors of freedom. We want to continue to demand freedom. ZANU-PF must just leave Zimbabwe to leaders that are caring, leaders that can take Zimbabwe further, not what they have done. So far, what they've done is just a lot of disaster, and we are not going to continue holding on to a disastrous leadership and government. We will continue to demand our freedom, and Zimbabwe has to be free from all these people that have destroyed it. ZANU-PF, unfortunately, their season for end has come. This is the season of change. God is moving, and we are seeing God exposing ZANU-PF throughout. The season of exposure continues on and on and on until the day that ZANU-PF shall fall, and we shall see a new great Zimbabwe rising. So, family, this is the issue that I wanted us to discuss, and we still have another show coming just a few minutes from now. We have another show right on this platform, so don't go away. Stay tuned. We are going to be meeting on the other side. Remain blessed till we meet again. Shalom. I sign out.